In today's video, we're diving into geofencing inside the mSpy app. How it works, what it actually does, and how to set it up so you can create virtual boundaries around real-world locations. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've been looking into parental control apps, you've probably seen mSpy come up. It's one of the most powerful tools for location tracking, app monitoring, and yes, geofencing. But if you're unsure how the feature actually works or whether it's worth setting up, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know. Let's get into it. So first off, what is geofencing and mSpy? So geofencing is a feature that lets you draw digital boundaries called fences around real world locations. You choose the area, and when the device enters or exits that area, you get a notification. So inside mSpy, this works through the GPS functionality on the monitor device. So once mSpy is installed and location tracking is enabled, you can go into your dashboard and set zones around key places like home, school, friends' houses, or any other area you want to monitor. Once those zones are live, mSpy keeps track of whether the device stays inside the fence or goes beyond it, and it notifies you when either happens. So what you want to do first is go ahead and install mSpy on your device. So to follow along, you can go ahead and click our exclusive link in the description below. Step number 1 is to download the mSpy app, and then what you're going to have to do is actually plug in the physical phone to actually upload all of the information on there. Then once you've done that, I'm just going to quickly show you around the dashboard, and then I'll show you how to do the geofencing. So we've got the dashboard right here. We've got blocked apps right here, so you can see all non-system apps and then all apps in general. There's also blocked websites that you can go ahead and add on there. You can also block certain Wi-Fis. This is the keylogger. I'll go in more depth in a bit, but here are all the photos, the videos. We've also got Wi-Fi networks, keyword tracking, so anything that they've typed. We've also got call logs, and then other installed apps, and then GPS location and events from their calendar. There's also screen recording, there's also text messages, there's also emails, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram messages, etc. TikTok, you can see all the different ones in there, but we're going to go all the way down to geofencing, which is under location tracking. So as you can see, this one was created right here. You just create new fence, and then you can add a name, and you also can create how big it is. So you can make this bigger or small. It really is that simple. And when the phone enters or exits the vicinity, it will give you a notification. So it's super simple. So you just, again, create a new zone by entering the address or placing a pin on the map. You set the radius of the fence, how large or small you want the boundary to be, and then you'll name it. So you could be school, grandma's house, etc. You also can choose the types of alerts you want, entry, exit, or both, and then you'll save the zone. It becomes active immediately. From that point on, you'll get notified every time the device crosses the boundary you set. So again, it's pretty simple and straightforward. I wanted to show you that first, but I did want to dive into some of the key features of mSpy in general. So number 1 is real-time location tracking. So mSpy uses GPS data from the target device to show where it is in real time. You can check the location at any time from your dashboard, which updates frequently so you can follow along if needed. This is especially useful for confirming routes, like when someone leaves school or gets to a friend's house or returns home. So that is just right here, GPS location. You also can look at a map view as well, or a list view. Number 2 is geofencing alerts. So like I just showed you, you can create multiple zones and set different rules for each one. For example, you might want to be notified every time the device enters or exits a certain zone, or only when it leaves. Alerts show in your dashboard and can also be sent to your email depending on how your notifications are configured. The zones themselves are customizable in size, so you can make a tight fence around a single home or a wider run around a shopping center or park. You're not limited to 1 or 2 zones. You can set up several as needed and rename or remove them at any time. Number 3 is location history logs. So in addition to real-time tracking and alerts, mSpy stores a history of the device's movements. You can go back and view past locations, including the date, time, and address where the device was. This gives you a complete record, not just of whether a fence was crossed, but where else the person went throughout the day. Next is app and website monitoring. So beyond location, mSpy offers full device monitoring. You can see which apps are installed, how much they're being used, and in some cases, even read incoming and outgoing messages, depending on the phone's operating system and your level of access. So this includes apps like Snapchat and Facebook Messenger. So like I said over here, you can kind of see, got Instagram messages, Facebook Messenger, emails, text messages. Number 5 is call logs and text messages. So you'll have access to recent call history, including contact names, numbers, call duration, and timestamps. So mSpy also allows you to read SMS messages and see who the person person is texting and what they're saying. Again, depending on your setup and device type. So that is right here, text messages and call log. So you can see the duration, the date, if it was incoming or outgoing. So next is the screen recording. So some versions of mSpy come with screen recordings or keystroke logging tools, which allow you to capture what's happening on the device in real time or log what's being typed. These are typically found in the advanced or full access plans and require more in-depth installation. Number 7 is remote access and control. So you don't need to physically access the device again after the initial setup. Everything, including your geofences, can be managed from the online dashboard. You can change settings, view reports, and set new alerts all from one place. Now, let's take a look at some of the pros and cons based on how the platform is designed. So starting off with the pros, mSpy offers one of the most comprehensive monitoring tools out there. The geofencing feature is easy to use, quick to set up, and sends reliable alerts without any delay. The interface is clean and the dashboard is super easy to understand even if you're not tech savvy. You can manage multiple zones and devices, track real-time movements, and view detailed histories of where the phone has been. So outside of geofencing, the range of monitoring tools is wide. So there's app usage, messaging, calls, even photos and browser history in some cases. And the fact that everything is handled remotely after installation makes it super convenient to manage over time. Now for the cons. mSpy requires physical access to the device during the initial setup. And in some cases, you'll need to root or jailbreak the device to unlock all of the features. This can be a barrier for some people who aren't comfortable modifying a phone's software. The app runs in the background, but depending on the phone, it may affect battery life or be detectable by more tech-aware users. Also, while geofencing works well in most areas, it depends heavily on the accuracy of the phone's GPS and access to signal or Wi-Fi. So you might get the occasional late alert or missed notification if the device is turned off or in airplane mode. And finally, there's a cost. mSpy isn't free, and advanced plans can get expensive if you're tracking multiple devices or need all monitoring tools, but for those who need this kind of access, it's one of the most stable and feature-rich options on the market. Now, is geofencing and mSpy worth setting up? If you're already using mSpy to keep an eye on your child's safety, geofencing is one of the most practical features you can enable. It creates a layer of digital awareness, a way to stay informed without needing to consistently check your child's GPS location in real time. By setting virtual boundaries around places like home, school, or extracurricular locations, or even areas you don't want them to go, you're building a system that gives you quiet confidence. You don't need to hover, you just get notified when the device enters or exits those zones. This is especially helpful if your child walks to school, takes public transportation, or visits different caregivers throughout the week. It lets you know they've arrived safely or left on time without having to ask or track them manually. For co-parents managing custody exchanges, it can also add an extra layer of peace of mind around drop-offs and pickups, but it's important to use geofencing intentionally. Too many zones or constant alerts can feel overwhelming for you and the person being monitored. Think about where it truly makes sense to have visibility. Maybe it's knowing your daughter left chiropractic at 5 p.m. or your son arrived at a friend's house safely. Used thoughtfully, geofencing isn't about control, it's about creating trust. It gives you more clarity, less guesswork, and more mental space to focus on what matters. So, is it actually worth it? If your goal is to feel more confident about your child's movement without micromanaging them, then yes, geofencing is one of the most powerful tools mSpy offers. So, if you want to try out mSpy yourself, again, you can click our exclusive link in the description below. You can click try now, and then you'll create an account. You can use Google if you would like. You can decide later if you want an iPhone or Android. So they've got a couple options here. You can do the 1 month, which is $48.99 per month. You can do the 3 months, which is $28 per month, or you can do the 12 months, which is $11.67 per month. And with each of these, it includes all premium features for all iOS and Android devices and invisible mode. So again, if you want to check them out, I've left that link in the description for you. So geofencing inside mSpy is designed to give you more awareness without needing to constantly track someone in real time. You get simple alerts when boundaries are crossed, plus access to movement history and full control over your zones. Whether you're looking for peace of mind during a commute, visibility during shared custody, or just better insights into daily routines, it's a tool that works well when used responsibly. That wraps up this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and leave any comments or questions below. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.